Hi everyone, I'm Arjun Mark Lauren, and today we're gonna discuss virtual memory. This chapter, you should be able to define virtual memory, describe the hardware and control structure that support virtual memory, describe the various OS mechanism used to implement virtual memory, describe the virtual memory management and mechanism in Unix, Linux, and Windows. Virtual memory. Virtual memory is a memory management capability of operating system OS that use hardware and software to allow a computer to compensate for physical memory shortage by temporarily transferring data from random access memory. They are called RAM to disk storage. So before we proceed in our discussion, let us we know what is RAM. RAM also random access memory is the hardware in a computing device where the operating system OS application program and data in current use are kept so they can be quickly reached by the device processor. Main memory refers to the physical memory that is internal to the computer. The word main is used to distinguish is from external mass storage device, such as disk drivers. Other terms used to main memory include RAM and primary storage. The computer can manipulate only data that is in main memory. So virtual address. The address assigned to a location in virtual memory to allow that locations to be accessed as thought it were part of main memory. Address space. The range of memory address available to a process. Real address. The address of storage locations in main memory. Hardware and control structures. All memory references within a process are logical addresses that are dynamically translated into physical address and runtime. This means that a process may be swapped in and out of main memory such that it occupies different regions of main memory at different times during the course of execution. Comparing simple paging and simple segmentations on the one hand with peaks and dynamic partitioning on the other, we see the foundation for a fundamental breakthrough in memory management. Two characteristics of paging and segmentations are the keys to the breakthrough. A process may be broken up into a number of pieces, pages or segments, and these pieces need to be contiguously located in main memory. During execution, the combination of dynamic runtime address, translations, and the use of page or segment table permit this. More processes may be maintained in main memory. Because we are only going to load some of piece of any particular process, this is room for more processes. A process may be larger than all of main memory. One of the most fundamental restrictions in programming is lifted without the scheme we have been discussing. A programmer must be acutely aware of how much memory is available. If a computer program being written is too large.
Yeah. So I am Kevin Asusena. Virtual memory. Virtual memory and locality page segment. Each world in the physical memory is identified by a unique physical address. Physical memory and virtual memory are partitioned into fixed-size page. Check if page is main memory. If not, a page fault is used and TLB updates to include new page entry. Each page table entry contains a frame. Number of corresponding page frame is main memory. Bit P. When a process is running, part of its page table is in main memory. Without virtual memory, translation looks outside backward physical. Each process has its own page table which maps page in virtual memory and page frame. In main memory, another process is dispatched to run while the I/O task plays. Number 1. Processor. Examine TLB. A particular working set of page is referenced within a given context or time windows. Its virtual address has bit M. Within each segment, the address are divided into fixed size page. Number 2. If fit. Frame is relative at physical address to form with an address needed in that in main memory. OS places the processor in locked state offset at M2 and generated virtually. Paging is allowed for perfect multiprocessing and deliver as user from the type constraint of the main memory to the user. Virtual memory provides them with unbounded space. Its memory indicates if the page was altered since it was loaded in main memory. The virtual address has a segment number. In an offset page number used to index process page table. Virtual address must be translated into physical address at runtime. Address. A process may be broken into pieces so all of its pieces don't need to be loaded in main memory during execution. Page number.
Locality and virtual memory. The benefits of virtual memory are attractive, but is the scheme practical? At time, there was considerable debate on this point, but experience with numerous operating system has demonstrated beyond doubt that virtual memory does work accordingly. Virtual memory based on either paging or paging plus segmentations has become an essential component of contemporary operating system. Describe the various OS mechanisms used to implement virtual memory. There are two ways in which virtual memory is handled: paged and segmented. Paging divides memory into sections or paging files, usually approximately 1 kilobytes in size. When a computer lets up its RAM, pages not in use are transferred to the sections and hard drive designated for virtual memory using a swap file. Describe the virtual memory management mechanism in Unix. This includes implementation, the virtual memory and demand paging memory allocation with both for kernel, external structure and user space program, mapping of files into processes address space, and many other cool things. Linux memory management is a complex system with many configurable settings. Describe the virtual memory management mechanism in Linux. This includes implementations of virtual memory and demand paging memory allocation, both for kernel and external structure and user space program, mapping of files into process address space, and many other cool things. Linux memory management is a complex system with many configurable settings. Describe the virtual memory management mechanism in Windows. Windows Virtual Memory is a memory management capability of an OS or operating system that uses hardware and software to allow a computer to compensate for physical memory shortages by temporarily transferring data from random access memory, also called RAM, to the disk storage. A number of design issues related to OS support memory management. Fetch policy. Fetch policy process page can be both in a demand or a pre-paging policy can be used which cluster the input activity by bringing in a number of pages at once. Number of pages at once. Load control. Load control is concerned with determining the number of processes that will be resident in main memory at any given time. Cleaning policy. Modified process page can be written out at the time of replacement, or a pre-cleaning policy can be used which cluster that output activity or bring out A. Resident set management. The OS must decide how much main memory to allocate to particular process when that process is swapped in. This can be static allocation made of process creation time, or it can change dynamically. Placement policy. With a pure segmentation system, an incoming segment must be fit into an available space in memory. So that's all for today. But before we end our discussion, I would like to read the summary of our discussion for today. So summary. The use of processor and the input-output facilities efficiently, it is desirable to maintain as many processes in main memory as possible. In addition, it is desirable to pre-programmers from size restrictions and program development. The way to address both of these concerns is virtual memory. With virtual memory, all address references are logical references that are translated at runtime to real addresses. This allows a process to be located anywhere in main memory and for that location to change over time. Virtual memory also allows a process to be broken up into pieces. These pieces need to be contiguously located in main memory during execution, and indeed, it is not even necessary for all pieces of the process to be in main memory during execution. Two basic approaches to providing virtual memory are paging and segmentations. With paging, each process is divided into relatively small, fixed-size page. Segmentation provides for the use of pieces of varying size. It is also possible to combine segmentations and paging in a single memory management scheme. A virtual memory management scheme requires both hardware and software support. The hardware support is provided by processor. The support includes dynamic translations of virtual address to physical address and the generations of an interrupt when a reference page or segment is not in main memory, such as interrupt triggers the memory management software in OS. So that's all our summary, and thank you for watching.